Hi everyone, we are back. This is Christie's Take. So you have probably already watched Taryn Firkser's episode. If you missed the last guest episode, go ahead and go back and watch that first. Or if you like, you can dive right in. But this video is continuing the conversation of what Taryn already talked about. So Taryn is a holistic nutritionist based in Canada, and she was talking about the importance of holistic nutrition all along the pregnancy journey, from preconception through postpartum. So I absolutely loved this conversation, this topic. Again, make sure you go back and watch the full episode. It was a fantastic talk. But today I am opening up the conversation. If you would like to have a conversation, if you have questions, if you have comments, go ahead and post them below while you are watching this video. You can also go back to Substack and also continue the conversation there. So my Substack is Healing Childbirth, named after the book I am writing right now, Healing Childbirth. So I hope you will join me on Substack. So let's dive right in. So the first topic that Taryn talked about was busting the myth that when you are pregnant, you are eating for two, so you need to double your calories. So you probably have heard people talk about this. When you're pregnant, you're eating for two, so make sure you get those calories in, make sure you double it, make sure you're eating enough. And this is a myth. When we are pregnant, we do need to consume a little bit more, but it's not double the calories. Instead, what Taryn emphasized was that it's important to eat good quality food, nutrient dense food, and to make sure that you are mindful about what you're putting into your body to nourish your body. So it's really nourish for two or nurturing for two, not eating for two. So by eating high quality, nutrient rich food, you will be nurturing that baby. Okay, so very important to be mindful. If you are not eating well to begin with, you may want to work with someone like Taryn who can guide you along the process. Again, she can help you from preconception through postpartum. And also, she was talking about prenatal vitamins. So this is a very important topic. I think a lot of people assume that everyone should take prenatal vitamins. But as Taryn mentioned, it really is important for the woman to do research and to do what's best for her. So she does not recommend prenatal vitamins for everyone. She believes in a holistic approach, an individual approach, just like I do. So I was very happy to hear her talk about this and to emphasize that you need to do the research. You need to know, one, are you deficient in any vitamins and minerals? Okay, so have your blood checked. Okay, and also look at the label. Is it a synthetic prenatal vitamin? We don't want to take synthetic vitamins. We don't want to take synthetic anything. So synthetic is man-made. It is not natural. It is not vitamins and nutrition from food. There are some food-based prenatal vitamins. Again, read your labels, but there are many that are synthetic. And your doctor, your OBGYN, may recommend that you take a prenatal vitamin. Maybe he or she recommends a certain brand, but it's very important to know that prenatal vitamins are not standardized. Every single company, every single brand has a different breakdown. So they break down the vitamins and minerals differently. It's not the same across the board. There's different amount of pills you may need to take based on the company. There is different quality, so it's not necessarily the same standard of quality. Okay, there's a lot to look for. And one of the big mic drop moments was in the episode when Taryn talked about how iron is the most misdiagnosed, iron deficiency is the most misdiagnosed condition in pregnancy. That was shocking for me. I did not know that iron deficiency is commonly diagnosed and is incorrect. Okay, so again, when you're pregnant, you will have blood drawn, you will have lots of different tests, and one will be to check your iron levels because it is very important that you get enough iron during pregnancy. But as Taryn mentioned, unfortunately, some doctors will look at the preliminary blood results and not go deeper, not go further to see if there is another condition or if it is, in fact, an iron deficiency. So, this means that if you are diagnosed as being deficient in iron and your doctor says, okay, you need to take this prenatal supplement that has iron, or maybe you're just taking the iron separately, you may not be needing that mineral. And iron is a mineral. It is not like vitamin C, where you take it and what the body doesn't need, it will release from the body. You will pee it out. That doesn't happen with iron. With iron, the body stores it. So this means if you are taking something that you don't need, okay, and your body is storing it, you are taking extra because you think you are low in it, that it will accumulate in your body. And since iron is a mineral, it's not good to have a lot. You can have too much. And when you have too much, you can get sick. Okay, this can cause other chronic conditions. So you go from having a simple vitamin, thinking that you're doing something good for yourself, and it's actually causing other health conditions, and it's still not treating this other health condition that your doctor missed. So this is something very, very important to note and to talk to your doctor about. You may need to go to a holistic practitioner to have further blood analyzed, or a functional medicine doctor. But I thought this was fascinating. And since Taryn and I are aligned with being holistically minded, I really appreciated that she was talking about this and starring that if you don't get to the root cause of what the issue is, the woman is still not being treated for that and can have health issues. And it's all connected. So this is something I talk about a lot, is that the preconception phase, the pregnancy phase, the labor phase, and the postpartum phase, they're all connected. So that is why it's so important for you to be as healthy as possible before you try to conceive. Okay, a lot of people think, okay, if I'm able to conceive, then I'm healthy enough, right? I was able to conceive, great. And if I have any health issues, then I'll just work on it during pregnancy, and that'll be fine. But you really want to be proactive. You want to be as healthy as possible, because if you do develop a chronic condition in pregnancy, such as what may happen if you are misdiagnosed, then this can lead to a chronic condition, lots of symptoms, which will lead to a chronic condition, which can lead to problems during labor, which can lead to birth complications, which could lead to ill health for your child, and even ill health for you postpartum. So very important to get to the root cause as soon as possible and to treat it. Okay, and to treat it holistically, which means mind, body, and spirit. All right, so we busted some big myths that prenatal vitamins are not for everyone. It's important for you to choose. And also something that I brought up through my research for my book series is that I interviewed an OBGYN from Peru, Antonio Levino. He is a well-regarded OBGYN in Lima, Peru, and he does a lot of research. So he's a big researcher like I am, and he talked about the history of prenatal vitamins. So when they were first created, they were not tested to see if they were beneficial for women in the West. They were tested on women in African countries, and these women were malnourished. These women were not getting enough nutrients. So when they gave them the vitamins, then they saw improvements. And then they said, look, it works. Women need this. Everyone needs to take it. And that's what happened. That's how marketing got very big. That's how this got very trendy. But there was never a study taking a collection of pregnant women in the US or in Canada or other Western countries in Europe to see if prenatal vitamins are needed and are necessary by women who are already healthy and who are already getting enough vitamins. Okay, so yes, we do need good nutrition. There are some vitamins that are very crucial, especially for having a healthy child. So we want to make sure we get those, but we can get them through food. We can get them through nutrient-dense food, like Taryn mentioned, and it's so important to be mindful. So again, I want to start, it's so important to think about the whole journey from preconception through postpartum and to plan ahead. Very important. I'm all about the preconception stage, knowing this information, but getting as healthy as possible before, and that helps you so much. So what I recommend is that if you're on the pregnancy journey, to really get into cooking. So you want to start cooking. You want to start making very healthy meals during preconception before you try to conceive so that when you are pregnant, you will know these recipes and will continue to make them. And then you can make some very nutritious, warm soups and porridges, etc., that you can freeze so that in the postpartum time, you can just pull it out and warm it up. Okay, so you have good quality food because what I have found is a lot of women, we are working hard. We are doing the 9 to 5, or even more so if you're an entrepreneur. And we just grab the fast food, we grab the takeout, and then we don't know what we're putting in our bodies because someone else prepared it. And then we don't have the time to learn how to cook and take care of ourselves. And before you know it, you're pregnant, you have a child, you do need to learn how to cook then, and you have already gotten into a cycle of not nourishing yourself. So nourish yourself all along the pregnancy journey. And also something that Taryn talked about was MTHFR. So this is something that in my world, a lot of people are talking about. This is a gene variant, MTHFR. And a lot of people are talking about it because this gene variant makes it hard for women who have it to absorb B vitamins. And we know B vitamins are so important during pregnancy, so important for our health, so important for the baby's health. But women who have this gene variant cannot absorb B vitamins from supplements. They cannot absorb the folic acid, okay? The synthetic B vitamins. Again, I talked about the importance of going natural, going with food if you can. If you know you are low in vitamins, okay, then supplement those vitamins. That's what I recommend. Instead of taking a prenatal vitamin with everything in there, have your blood tested, see what you need, and then take those vitamins if you can't get it from your food, but try to get it from your food. But with those who have MTHFR, they need to buy a specific kind of B vitamin, a methylated B vitamin, so that they can absorb it because they are not able to absorb vitamins as well with this gene variant. So let me break this down a little bit more. This is something we didn't get to in great detail on the episode, but something I'm very passionate about is informing you that MTHFR is something that has been identified with fertility issues. Okay, so this has gotten a lot of women wanting to be tested for. It's got a lot of women reaching for the methylated B vitamin even without being tested, just to make sure they're getting the B vitamins. it is more expensive. Okay, again, I'm all about quality, so know that the methylated is going to be more expensive. Um, but also, it's important to know that MTHFR is not just associated with fertility issues. So it's associated with many chronic illnesses and chronic conditions. So it is possible that you could have this gene variant and you could still conceive. You could still get pregnant. And yes, you may be taking the methylated B vitamins, which is great. So you're getting the B vitamin, but you can still have issues that those with MTHFR have. So MTHFR, what I have found, is really a sign of inflammation in the body. And inflammation is a sign that you can then have more chronic conditions, chronic illnesses. It's easier when the body is not alkaline, when there is inflammation, more acidity in the body. But what I have found is that it also is a sign of having toxins in the body that need to be released. And that's why the liver is not functioning optimally. So, what I recommend for everyone, instead of waiting until you're pregnant to be tested to see if you have MTHFR or immediately going for the methylated B vitamins to make sure you're absorbing the B vitamins, is to be proactive during preconception and to detox, to be mindful of the products that you're using on your body, okay, your skincare products, your hair products, etc., things you spray in the air, cleaning products, but also get those toxins out. So lower the toxic load around you. Our world is very toxic these days, but also be mindful to get those toxins out. And if you need help, if that's something you don't know how to do, then reach out to me. That is one of my specialties. That is how I overcame my chronic illness of 15 years. I had heavy metal toxicity, lead and mercury, the highest my doctors had ever seen. I got the levels from the highest they'd ever seen to 0 in 1 month. So I can help you to do the same. So reach out to me with detoxing. This will help to reduce your chronic conditions, your chronic illnesses, inflammation in the body. Sometimes if you have a lot of weight gain, that really is inflammation. So you get that inflammation down, the weight comes off, and you're feeling better. Okay, so I want to highlight detox before you try to conceive, not once you become pregnant. Always better do as much as you can before you conceive. Okay, and nurture yourself. Relax, rest, rejuvenate, have some fun during the preconception time and along the whole process. But start early so you have healthy habits that you can continue. All right, so I believe food is medicine. This is something that I teach my clients. This is also something that Taryn also believed as well. And I just love how much we had in common. Really, I didn't have anything against what she said or in opposition of what she said. I'm just elongating more with what I do. But I also want to emphasize the importance of postpartum. So during this time, a lot of people think they can just grab the prenatal vitamins that they have left over from pregnancy and take them at that time so they're getting enough nutrition. Again, the same thing. I believe it's better to get it from food. So if you can, make some delicious recipes that you could heat up during postpartum. Again, like soups and porridges and things that are easily digestible. Okay, that is going to help you in the postpartum period. Grab it out of the freezer, just warm it up. You're not going to have much time to then really cook. Or you can hire a postpartum doula who will come in and cook and help you with the baby. So that will also nurture you and assist you. And someone who I interviewed, she hired a personal chef to come in during postpartum. So if you can afford this, if you have the budget, then you may wish to have a chef come in, and that will take some of the pressure off, and you will know you are getting high quality, nutrient rich food. So she hired someone who had a background and expertise in Ayurveda. So she was getting Ayurvedic food, delicious food, food that was specifically to help her during the postpartum time. So win-win for all. So many choices to help to support you, to nurture you. What else is there? Well, meal train. You can have a meal train where you invite your friends to drop off food to help to support you during the postpartum time. All right, so I hope you enjoyed these tips. I hope you enjoyed this information. Again, if you didn't see Taryn's video, go back and watch that. And we have some amazing episodes coming up, so make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you subscribe to be notified of upcoming guest episodes and Khristee's Take solo episodes. And again, if you need support on your journey, I would be happy to assist you. I'd be happy to assist you with fertility. I'd be happy to assist you with being relaxed, being happy, being healthy, overcoming your chronic conditions before you try to conceive, to learn more about how food is medicine, how food can heal you, help you with different easy recipes to start implementing, and to learn how to balance yourself along the pregnancy journey. So reach out to me, send me a message if you're interested in working together. You can email Khristee at thedancingcurtain.com. You can also go to my website, www.thedancingcurtain.com, and go to the contact page and send me a message there, and I will get back with you shortly. So make sure you watch the next episode, which is coming up next Wednesday, April 16th. That is going to be with Ashley Holmes, and she is going to be talking about how you can use yoga to help with fertility. So you will learn about yin yoga, yoga nidra, and Ayurveda, etc., other ways to support you on your fertility journey. So save the date. Make sure you watch her video starting on April 16th, and then it's available for replay afterwards. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video today. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment, ask your questions below. I will circle back and answer them. Or maybe you want to share what you did that was helpful to nurture yourself along your pregnancy journey, etc. I would love to see your comments. So thanks so much for watching, and hope to see you next time on Holistic Me TV. Bye for now.